I'd just thrown an 8-month game build in the bin. It was time to try something new. I've had decent success with 3D VTuber assets, but I felt like even if I kept growing my store offering, I would maybe have a chance of getting minimum wage at some point. That's not what my dream of quitting my job looked like. So I decided to test some waters in the non-3D space. I started to make interactive OBS overlays. These are scenes that you add to your OBS or Streamlabs that any Twitch streamer could use, and viewers would be able to click on the screen to directly interact with the content. I'd seen a few VTubers who have used the Heat extension, but I couldn't easily find products that any streamer could install on their own streams, so I decided to try making some. The first thing I tried was cherry blossoms. I thought I'd launch it by doing a giveaway on X, and no one thought a retweet was worth the chance of getting one, even when there were no other retweets. In that post, I had asked what other ideas people would want, and a moot suggested bubbles. I was pretty disappointed that no one was interested in the product, but since I did promise to build something that was suggested, I threw it together and popped it up on my VGen store too. This time, the post actually hit. It didn't translate to sales, but the views on the post were the most I'd ever had on X. I'd once again asked on that post for suggestions of what else I should build, and this time the requests came pouring in. Hundreds of people asking for different variations on the clickable overlays. I thought, oh my god, a hit product! Could this be Phweedom Studios' successful product? There was only one way to find out. The first thing I did was go through every comment and collate the requests to see what was the most popular. By far, it was stars. So I made that, threw it on my asset store, and posted it on social media. I couldn't believe it. In 2 days, I made 200 USD. Not anywhere near my rate when I was working a full-time job, but I learned from my 3D asset store that even though sales would stop coming in after the first few days, it would continue to make a little bit of money in the future without any future effort, and that added up. With the biggest launch I'd ever had, I thought I found something that would be a success for passive income. All I had to do was keep pumping out quality overlays and it would continue to grow, right? So I did, but nothing took hold after that the same way. I eventually ended up right back at the beginning. Even when I posted giveaways for free products, no one even wanted to join. And that's okay, that's exactly how asset stores work. Some products hit and some don't. Part of why I have a working asset store with some ongoing income is exactly because I tried lots of different products that didn't always work, and sometimes I found ones that did. At this point, I just had to decide if it was worth continuing to develop more overlays or to go back to 3D VTuber assets. I figured if I had the right idea for an overlay, then sure, it would make sense to go for it. But if not, it was probably safer to stick to the market I knew. So I stopped building overlays again and knew that it would also come with sales slowing to an almost stop. But the sales continued. Not a lot, but not the usual cliff I saw after product launches. It turned out that the products were now selling themselves. The little sales boom I had over just 2 weeks meant that my product was now out in the open, and when someone used it, that was marketing in itself, which is the same for 3D VTuber assets, but the market just isn't as big. So while the overlays aren't going to be some wildly successful product that I pivot to, it will be something that I can add to every now and then when inspiration hits. When I think about what self-employment will look like for me, it has always been a large range of small passive incomes, and this one really came out of nowhere to be exactly what I needed after shutting down the Crystal Skies Battle Royale project. By the way, you'll find some free interactive overlays in my website like this tomato thrower and this one, which lets chat give you head pats. Also, if you buy any of my overlays on my website instead of VGen or Ko-Fi, you'll get free updates over time as I improve the overlays. And that's everything about my overlay side quest, which will hopefully be one small piece of the income puzzle that will keep me free from returning to my day job.